The television series MASH is often remembered as one of the most powerful blends of humor, humanity, and emotional storytelling in TV history. Set during the Korean War, the show used comedy to explore grief, survival, and moral complexity in a way few programs had attempted before. At the center of its emotional balance was Gary Burghoff, who portrayed Radar O'Reilly, a young, sensitive company clerk whose innocence became one of the show's defining elements. While audiences saw warmth and charm on screen, the reality behind production was more complex. Like many long-running series, creative pressure, long schedules, and evolving storylines shaped both the show and its cast in ways viewers rarely see. Over time, the contrast between character expectations and actor experience became a subtle but important part of the show's behind-the-scenes history. The origins of Radar O'Reilly. The character of Radar O'Reilly first appeared in the original 1970 film version of MASH, directed by Robert Altman. Gary Burghoff was cast in the role due to his natural ability to portray innocence and emotional sensitivity. Even in limited screen time, his performance stood out for its authenticity and subtle humor. When the television adaptation was developed, he was the only actor from the film to reprise his role, a decision that helped bridge the tone between the movie and the series. Radar quickly became more than just a supporting character. He became the emotional heart of the 4077th Unit. His ability to sense danger before others and his gentle personality offered a human contrast to the chaos of war. Over time, audiences connected deeply with him, and his presence became essential to the show's emotional identity. Fame, expectation, and creative pressure. As MASH grew in popularity, the demands placed on its characters also evolved. Radar O'Reilly, originally written as a light comedic presence, gradually became a symbol of emotional innocence within a more serious and politically aware series. This shift created both opportunity and pressure for Gary Burghoff. While audiences loved the character's consistency, maintaining that innocence over many seasons required emotional restraint and careful performance choices. Long filming schedules and repetitive character expectations made the role increasingly demanding. At the same time, the show itself was evolving into a more complex commentary on war, leadership, and human trauma. This created a subtle imbalance between character growth and audience expectation. For Burghoff, the challenge was not only acting, but sustaining a version of emotional purity that the audience had come to depend on. Creative differences and on-set dynamics. Like many long-running productions, the cast of MASH experienced moments of creative tension. These were not unusual for a show that blended improvisation, strong personalities, and evolving scripts. Gary Burghoff was known for his detailed approach to performance, often seeking to refine scenes until they felt emotionally authentic. Other cast members and writers sometimes preferred a faster, more flexible workflow, which occasionally led to disagreement on set. These differences, while noticeable at times, were also part of a broader creative process rather than personal conflict. Long hours and high production demands often intensified normal professional disagreements. Over time, the intensity of production schedules meant that even small differences in approach could feel amplified. Despite this, the cast continued to deliver performances that defined television history, showing that collaboration and tension often coexist in creative environments. The decision to leave. After several seasons, Gary Burghoff made the decision to leave MASH. His departure came from a combination of professional exhaustion, personal priorities, and the desire for change after years of consistent work. Like many actors on long-running series, he faced the challenge of balancing career identity with personal life. The decision was not abrupt but gradual, shaped by reflection on time, family, and long-term direction. The writers crafted a farewell storyline for Radar that allowed the character to return home, offering a quiet and emotional exit rather than a dramatic conclusion. This creative choice aligned with the character's nature, gentle, understated, and deeply human. While fans were saddened, the exit was widely seen as fitting and respectful to the character's journey. A thoughtful farewell and its legacy. Radar's final episodes in MASH remain some of the most memorable in the series. The writing focused on subtle emotion rather than spectacle, reflecting the tone that had defined the character from the beginning. Gary Burghoff delivered a performance rooted in simplicity and sincerity, capturing the emotional weight of leaving behind a life built in wartime conditions. The farewell emphasized transition rather than tragedy, allowing Radar to step into a new chapter quietly. Over time, this exit became one of television's most respected character departures, praised for its restraint and realism. It also reinforced one of the core strengths of the series, its ability to treat emotional moments with honesty rather than exaggeration. The scene remains a reminder that sometimes the most powerful endings are the quietest ones. Life after the spotlight. After leaving MASH, Gary Burghoff stepped away from mainstream Hollywood. While he continued to work in occasional projects, he largely chose a quieter lifestyle focused on family, creativity, and personal interests. His post-acting years included artistic pursuits such as painting and music, as well as involvement in community and charitable efforts. This transition reflected a shift from public performance to private expression. Like many actors who experience early and intense fame, he sought a life that was less defined by constant visibility and more by personal meaning. Over time, his connection to fans remained strong, especially through reruns of the series, where Radar continued to reach new generations. His legacy became less about ongoing fame and more about the lasting emotional impact of a single, unforgettable character. Reflection and lasting impact. Looking back, the story of Gary Burghoff within MASH is less about conflict and more about the realities of long-term creative work. Acting, especially in emotionally demanding roles, requires sustained psychological and artistic effort. Radar O'Reilly's innocence became both a gift to audiences and a challenge for the performer who embodied him. While rumors and speculation have often surrounded long-running productions, the reality is usually more grounded, shaped by workload, artistic differences, and personal growth. Today, the character remains one of television's most beloved figures, remembered for kindness, empathy, and emotional honesty. And behind that legacy is an actor who contributed significantly to shaping how audiences experience vulnerability on screen. Closing thought. The legacy of MASH endures not only because of its writing or performances, but because of its humanity. Gary Burghoff helped give that humanity a face through Radar O'Reilly, a character defined by empathy in the middle of chaos. His journey reminds us that behind every iconic role is a real person navigating creativity, pressure, and personal choice. While on-screen stories often feel larger than life, the truth behind them is usually more grounded and human. And perhaps that is what makes Radar so timeless. He represents not perfection, but sincerity.